What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Fish Tank. I am Cole, and today we are working on a DIBS build, the all red and only red invitational of 2024. And today we are using this, oh gosh, probably a 64 Thunderbird made by Hot Wheels. Guys, let's jump into it and have some fun. So like any video that we're going to start, we're going to drill our car out. So as you see here, this is a pretty good cast. It is a metal on metal, so that makes it even cooler. But we're first going to drill our car out. So this one had some overlapping rivets, so it kind of made it a little challenging. So I had to indent them with a tapper before I drilled them out, and then it made it a lot easier. But this process was a little easier for a metal on metal because I know a lot of you have played with metal on metal bases and they can be a hassle. So after our car is fully apart, I'm doing something I haven't done in a while, and that is rivet and tap a car. So if you guys don't know what riveting and tapping is, it's pretty self-explanatory. Pretty much what you do is you drill a smaller hole into your rivets and you tap them with a screw tap. And then you put tiny little screws in there to make it screw together so you don't got to use glue, which is cool. Alright guys, so we're moving now onto the chum bucket. And as you saw the little caption there, this is stripping of the paint part 1. Because this paint was really thick and the clear coat was really put on there, which kind of sucked. Now we're moving on to the wheels. So Hot Wheels did put a good set of wheels on this car, but I thought it would be cooler, in a sense, to change them up and do something a little bit more classy or traditional to what you might have seen on the car back in 1964. So what we're doing here is we're taking our little grind piece and we are going to town on the little teeth that are connecting our wheels. And with this, if you do some motions forward and backwards and at a decent speed, I was using about a level 3 speed on this, it normally takes it apart, which is very, very cool. Once we got the wheels off, we are moving on to masking off the front and rear of our base. And what I wanted to do was give it a quick spritzer of paint. I'm just using a traditional, it's like a gunmetal black. I didn't want it to be completely black. I wanted it to be gunmetal black. I think it's just an overall better color. And also, it worked really well with this car. So what we're doing here is pretty much just taping off the front and back because that's all I want painted. Because I want the rest of the base to be metal. So pretty much the easiest process to do this is to just mask off everything you don't want painted. It's that simple. Alright, so this is what our fish tank did this time. It didn't do its job properly, but that's okay. Like I was mentioning before, the clear coat on this car was very, very thick. And as you see here with my wire wheel, I went to Lowe's and bought a new one because I realized my other ones were not up to par, which wouldn't be great, especially for a project like this. So what I'm doing here pretty much is I wanted to see if I could pull off the strip of a century and try to clear all the paint off this car just by wire wheel, but sadly I got fed up and this is as far as I got. So I didn't think it was acceptable because I didn't think paint would be able to stick properly, and I wanted the best paint job possible for this build. Alright guys, so as you see at the bottom, it is the stripping paint part 2. Jeez, I can't read. And what we're going to do is we're just going to let a little air get to this because I didn't know this, but for the longest time I would just, put it in the chum bucket and it would do its thing. But I looked online and watched a couple of other builders' videos, and it says if you leave it out in the air or let oxygen get to the stripper, it helps it do its process a little bit better. And after this process, a lot has changed. Alright guys, so let's move back to our base. And as you see there, we are working on our wheels and our metal tubing. You guys have no idea how hard it was for me to find some metal tubing at my local Hobby Lobby. But one day I went because I was needing it for this project and a couple other ones, and I got so lucky. I think it was just the after Christmas shopping rush that kind of effed me over in a sense. Apologize to my younger viewers who watch the channel. So after we get this process done, we were lucky that the back wheels we could just glue in, but the front ones we had to use the metal axle. Alright guys, like I said, the second coming around of clearing our paint was much more of a success than the first time around. And it's a lot cleaner. We polished it, I think, 3 times. And you guys can see the front and back of our base. The body. It's painted, and it looks really, really cool.
Meanwhile, back in the fish tank.
So this is our car fully painted. This car was painted twice because I accidentally messed up because the paint had started to run. But this is just a simple Rust-Oleum's red, and it turned out fantastic. After the car was painted and we're letting it dry, we are going to move on to our our headlights. And what we did here was just use our classic wooden brush. No bristles, just wood, aka a toothpick. And with this casting, the front headlights were very, very tiny. And it was quite difficult to just get the right amount of paint onto the headlight without making it smudge, because that's what I was honestly fearful of. And of course, I messed it up, as always. But now we're going to move on to the rears. With the rears, it was a lot easier because there was a lot more surface area involved, and I was able to use a actual brush because I felt more comfortable with the bigger brush in my hand because I actually had control of it. With the toothpick, I only had control with my fingers, and that just made it very awkward, and it didn't work out, which sucked. But the rears, they look perfect. They look great. Everything turned out great. That's all I got to say about that. We're done with all that. We're going to move on to our casting once again, and we're going to do some quick detailing. Sadly, I did muck up this, but I was able to smear it off. You'll see here in a moment of me doing it. But the chrome work didn't work out as best as I wanted it to. But honestly, just with my time and availability of being home, this is the best I could do. So I hope you guys like it. Alright guys, let's talk about what we started with. We started with this 1964 Hot Wheels Thunderbird. And I thought it would be a great choice for our DIBS All Red and Only Red Invitational for 2024. Guys, I hope you liked this video, and if you did, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Alright guys, you've been waiting long enough. Let's go see that final result. And boom, here is our final results for our 2024 All Red and Only Red Invitational. Guys, we did a lot of work on this car. We repainted it that gorgeous red. We chromed out all the details that we possibly could. We did a lot of work on the base. The glass got cleaned properly, and so did the interior. You wouldn't believe the dust that was in there. Guys, I hope you liked the video. I hope you had a lot of fun sticking along. I know this one was a bit shorter, but I hope you liked the process as always. If you guys liked my video, please go check out the other DIBS fellas and their YouTube videos as well. Their links will be down below. Alright guys, thank you for stopping by the fish tank. I'll see you in the next one. See you guys.